What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? It's your boy Al from the Southern University Quarterback Club podcast. What's good, Jay? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Jay? Can you hear me? Yeah, why you get his stuff straight, man? Welcome back. Welcome back. It's been a minute, a couple of months. We done had a lot of stuff going on. I'm no longer line ass Al, man. I transition kind of in my air traffic control type deal right now. So I'm transitioning out of there. What's good, Jamon? Make sure y'all share the screen. Let me know if it's showing on Facebook or not. Well, it looked like it is showing on Facebook. I didn't know if it was go through or not, man. We had a lot of change in the past couple months. New coach, new football coach, new staff, new commits. Basketball team doing pretty good right now. Man, we got it locked and loaded. I'm trying to wait till J Max get on here. Also, we talk about we just released our NIL website through the foundation. I think it is. I should have put a link at the bottom. I should have put a link at the bottom, but if y'all make sure to I guess just Google Southern University Foundation NIL. That will be the link to give, and then also make sure you join the Southern University Quarterback Club. Um, we got a lot of things planned coming up. We got the spring coming up. Of course, we got the spring game. We got basketball season, and then we got the upcoming football season. Of course, we're gonna have to support our staff. We're gonna have to support our staff for anything they might need too. So let me check on Jay and see if he you good?
Mic check, mic check.
I can hear you. Can you hear
You
me?
can hear me, but I can't hear you.
I can hear you though.
Man, what the hell?
Mic check one more time. Mic check one more time. Yeah, we'll give him a chance to get his stuff set up. Appreciate y'all joining this morning. Uh, can you hear me?
Oh, we live. We
Oh,
finally
you
up.
good?
Yeah.
I'm trying to move these to the other side. I guess I can't. Yeah, Jay. I was just talking about all the stuff been going on since we last been on here. Um, we ended the season with a Bayou Classic win. We got us a new coach. Basketball
New
team doing all
coach.
right, both men's and women's. Recruiting seemed to be going smoother than the previous style. So,
Hey, hey, I like it. I like it. Hey, and I ain't gonna lie, I've been on the internet. I've been seeing a lot of people sounding like us lately. How we sounded last year. So, I don't know
yeah,
what that means, but I like to see motion. Ain't no
yeah.
motion. Like I just like motion.
Yeah, we ain't gonna say no names though,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah, yeah, yeah. I like motion, man. I really like what he doing. I like that he getting players from everywhere. So, come down here, let the best person that get on the field.
yeah, man. We announced Marshall Falk. They released his contract. He'll be making around $400,000. I know initially some thought in the $600,000 range. He has a few incentives in there for winning the swag, winning a celebration bowl, and all kind of other stuff. One of those things in there is his fundraising efforts. If he does raise money, he gets to keep 20% of that money. What you think about that, Jay?
I think it's a partnership. That's what almost any business. This is a business now. So I don't think that the SWAC or Southern University is in the business of saying we just gonna pay you already. Like we need to get something from the deal too. And
Yeah,
I think that's with any partnership, like, whether it's relationships, whether it's at a company, whether it's at a business, Fortune 500, everything is partnerships. And with that comes, if that business that you're bringing in and those fundraisers, we get a portion of that, you get a piece of that. Thank you for your services. So it's all around. How you feel about that?
yeah, I agree with you, man. It's really a full blown business. I mean, I think both sides benefit from this agreement. Of course, Marshall Falk, who gets to keep 20% of that money and do whatever he wants with it, whether they he invest in himself, buy a new house, buy a new career, buy a new car, or give it to his staff. And then on the other hand, Southern University gets to keep the other 80%, and use that as fundraising, whether that be for NIL or upgrading facilities, which we all know we need some upgraded facilities, whether that be locker room or field house or just the stadium in general, or even the mini dome. So I think this is a good idea right here, and it just gives both sides a benefit or a boost to kind of help raise that money. So
Yeah, and as quiet as it kept, Marshall, when he came to his press conference, we saw a lot of different businesses, a lot of different companies, a lot. That of fact, out of all of, I'm just really thinking on the fly right now. Out of all the press conferences that I've been to, because for the last 4 or 5 years, we've been introducing a lot of coaches, right?
yeah,
But out of all of them, I must say this might have been one of the most diverse press conferences I've been to, which to me says a lot about the projection or the direction that we're going. So, I'm excited just to see how it all plays out. A lot of people want to change as far as not doing the same thing over and over. So I feel like this incentive in his contract and the diversity of staff, I saw faces that weren't familiar. I saw faces that were familiar. So I think it's a plus. I'm excited to see how it goes. Ticket prices might be going up though, Jaguar Nation, but we got to support with a capital SU.
we talked about ticket prices going up, maybe $5-10, having that $10 go toward the NIL. That's another fundraising effort we could have. I'm not sure if they thought about it, but
You
that's
know,
another idea from Al. So
and you know what I like that I'm seeing Southern University athletics do is they starting to me. I could be wrong, but they starting to take advice of outside people a lot more to try to get this ball rolling. They're not just closing the door saying we got it, we got it. I feel like I'm on the outside looking in, but I feel like Jaguar Nation voices are being heard. How you feel?
yeah, I think so. You got a lot of influence, outside influence right now. Like you said, you had a diverse group of people at the press conference. You had Raising Cane's, walk-ons, who's a typical supporter of SU athletics, possibly Walmart, different politicians. We got different law firms in Baton Rouge. So you got a lot of outside influence and eyes. And the people that's making the decisions don't want to mess this up. You even got the governor probably got his hands in it too. So I think them taking some outside influence and help, it could help us a lot, just to see how other people run things. You look at the ticket price increase. We look at what Tony Clayton said on the Carlos Brown show. We get about 500,000 people inside them. Hold on, let me do the math. 25,000 times 5 games. That's around 125,000 people per season in Mumford. You multiply that by $10 a ticket, which you increase. That's like 1.25 $1 million that you didn't raise to go toward NIL
Quick,
or
quick.
yeah, go toward NIL or building funds or whatever you need it to be. I mean, some people might say $10 is a lot, but I think it's minimum for what our goals is. So I think we can
It's
definitely reach it.
especially when when you're transparent and you know where the money going.
Oh
To me,
yeah,
if you, I think it's a difference when people actually see where it's going. Like, oh, okay, that money went over there. You see that guy right there that's running that go route. That money went right there. It's
yep,
it's a difference between saying, oh, okay, we're gonna get y'all this extra money, and when we ain't seeing nothing. I was getting a Lacumba fund for 4 or 5 years after college. And I ain't seen no Lacumba. So
right.
it's good to see that the
Well,
money going somewhere.
we got a Lacumba now. He just ain't on campus.
Yeah, I don't understand now. That's a break. That's he just got the name.
We talking about fundraising efforts.
Swag. I'm listening.
We talking about fundraising efforts right now. Of course, we I was watching the Carlos Brown show last week. He had Tony Clayton on and he was asking questions. God dog, why ain't upload the video? Hold on, Jay. Let me see if I can upload the video right quick. You hear
I heard you. I heard you.
me? Let's see if I can upload it. Yeah, man, they had some good conversation about different issue topics about Marshall Falk. Why Tony Clayton chose Marshall Falk? And Tony Clayton was pretty upfront with it. and he was like, I wasn't a fan of Graves. You know, I've been wanting Marshall Falk, so definitely upfront about stuff like that on the Carlos Brown show. And if y'all get a chance, make sure y'all go back and watch the Carlos Brown show from last week. It's very good and informative. Give me a few seconds.
Do your thing. Do your thing. But yeah, while you're looking for it, I'm gonna just expound more on that. I feel like now our arms are reaching a lot more. I know I'm kind of going ahead when it comes to the recruiting efforts, but our arms are stretching a lot more places, and we're touching a lot more places. Especially, I know I'm still, like I said, I'm going ahead, but especially with these staff, these coaches coming in from everywhere. Man, and they got their own states, their own coaches that they're invested with, their own ties. We got some from Louisiana. You know, that pin pickup was I was surprised about that one. That Benny Logan, I was surprised about, you know. So
Mhm.
a diverse coaching staff, man. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. At least we trying something different.
Yeah, I agree. Because what we tried ain't been working. You know, we thought it was gonna work with Dooley. I mean, we got to the SWAC championship game, but we just ain't get over that hump. I think a few key decisions made that go a different way. But hey, that's in the past. You know, we tried with Graves. We went with the players wanted.
And to be
Um,
honest with you, I feel like, in a sense, a lot of SWAC coaches might be watching Southern University to see if this thing works. A lot of SWAC coaches, athletics, all of them to see if this thing work. Because if this thing work, you know how what the base salary gonna be for the next coaches that go to a different school.
I
And
mean,
Southern paying this.
we already seen it now. Ryan Lewis just got $150,000 to be the defensive coordinator at Tennessee State. You
Come
look at
on.
what we now where it is. We were also looking at Ryan Lewis also.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we gave our other coordinator 120,000. They gave him 150,000. So it looks like it could have been some negotiation right there. Like, hey, Southern gave me 120. Can y'all give me 150?
Right, right, yeah.
It
But
won't
I
let
mean,
it, it
it's
won't
like,
let me upload the video, but yeah.
okay. Okay. So pretty much just give us a brief summary of what was going on the video.
I messaged Carlos Brown and said, "Hey man, you should ask Tony Clayton, what does he think about naming rights?" I've had this conversation with a few people in some closed groups previously, and just kind of wanted to get his thoughts. I don't think I've ever heard his thoughts on it before. But basically, Tony Clayton said, "Hey, we need to do this. We need to find some type of partnership, you know, to expand our brand. This is another form of fundraising." He mentioned Delta Airlines, American Airlines, or Southwest Airlines painting on top of the mini dome. I just those were just examples coming off top of the head. Not sure if any of those companies are interested. Um, but he's basically like, yeah, we need this. It sounds like from what he said, he's looking for around $500,000 to $1 million per year. You look at typical naming rights deals. From what I've seen, they go about 10 years at a time. So, uh, 10 years at 10 years at 500,000. Hold on, my math right. So 10 years, it would be like a $5 million deal. So you have about $500,000 per year, and that's another 500,000 going, like I said, toward NIL, toward your building efforts,
Athletics, yeah.
yeah, to upgrade your facilities and stuff like that. So he was in agreement with it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not that there was a company that came with a deal, and Banks denied it because it was a low ball. I'm not sure how true that is. It's just a
Yeah.
rumor.
So
And I
I was
respect
just
it though. Go
yeah,
ahead.
I was about to say that the numbers got to be right now. Like we ain't I know this ain't swacking a fool, but I was about to say we ain't no you don't come trying to just get no easy low ball money from us now. We ain't no cheap yeah. But at the end of the day, I feel like these were the times are going, and they're gonna have naysayers that say we shouldn't do this, we should keep with the old ways. But at one time the NBA didn't have logos on their jerseys. But guess what? Money talk. At
Mhm.
one time, Louisiana Superdome was Louisiana Superdome my whole time growing up. Then it became Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Then it became the Caesars Palace Superdome. Guess what? Money talk. So this is just the times that we living in. I'm not saying that we have to sell ourselves for money, but it's business now. It's more business. College players are getting paid now. If you want the best players, you got to pay them. That's the truth of the matter.
Agreed. He mentioned about the good things A.W. Mumford did for Southern University, and that his heirs may have an issue with us renaming it and stuff. But Like you said, this is a business. People are getting paid. We are HBCU. We not at the top of the totem pole when it come to getting money. But we trying to sustain it and get there and keep up with everybody else. So
Mhm.
I definitely think this is a good idea and something we need to pursue. Um, I
But
also I also spoke with somebody
mm-hmm.
with a company about this initiative because this person handles deals like this with um different entities. But the his perspective was that Southern University right now is still too regional and not national enough right now. Um, and it would have to come from the local level to even get this deal done. Um, but yeah, if we were to kind of, I guess maybe Marshall Falk increases this Southern University brand, maybe we can talk then. But right now, these are the early stages. So in particular, this person's company was not um, interested right now in investing, and they are SU alumni also. So just that's just from that perspective, though. Hell, paying 8 years, 40 million for name rights of the stadium in Texas Southern plays in the stadium smaller than Mumford. The stadium is smaller than Mumford, however, is also in a city with 10 million people. The location where Shell Energy Stadium is located, you probably see 500,000 people of traffic per day on I-59, which is directly across from the Houston Convention Center. You also have the Toyota Center right there and Minute Maid Park. So I think the Shell Stadium in Houston, you can't compare to Mumford Stadium. It's just real high volume of traffic per day. 500,000 to a million people probably pass by that stadium every day. So it's really not a comparison. Then you got soccer also happens in that stadium, which is what it's actually made for. You got Texas Southern plays there. You got Sam Houston, which those latter
Yeah,
two probably
and I
won't
think the
make a
rugby
difference.
team play there too.
Nah, rugby team got their own stadium in
Oh, okay,
Pearland.
okay,
Um,
okay.
but just the high volume of traffic there daily, like if I'm going out, I see Shell Energy Stadium every day. If you in Baton Rouge, you don't see Mumford Stadium every day unless you come across the hump. So we just talking about visibility right there. Um, maybe Exxon, yeah, Exxon. I think Shell also could be out right now because they just gave $5 million to help with the chemical engineering program. So I think a company might like Exxon may could do it. But I also think we can get a 2 for 1. You know what I'm saying? Because we got AW Mumford and we got the mini dome that we could probably sell the naming rights to. I mean, if you think about it, depending on what day is, what the flight plan is, it's air traffic control talking right now. Most of the flights that's coming into Baton Rouge Regional Airport fly over top of the mini dome, so you can see whatever
Facts.
advertisement on top of the mini dome from the airplane coming in. So I think that would be a
That's
great
a good
idea.
selling point.
Right. So, if we get 500,000 for Monfort, maybe 300,000 for the mini dome, that's close to $1 million right there, with two
Yeah,
assets that we have on campus. And all you gotta do is paint their logo on top. Procter Gamble could be a prospect too. I forgot about those. Procter Gamble is a company that sells product that affects everyone, literally toilet paper, shampoo, conditioner, mopping products, all kind of stuff. I know this because I worked for Procter and Gamble for a year, so that could be an option too. They're a big supporter of Southern University. They definitely support HBCUs, one of the big sponsors of the Bayou Classic. So definitely could be
yeah,
Procter and
man.
Gamble. I don't know who to talk to though. So
I don't know either, but I think that's a good and I hate to go back to this Al because I know they have some people who want to say you can't change the naming rights. We got history, but I feel like it's a way that both things could come together and be true. So one of the options I would say is might be from some people might not like it, but just put A.W. Mumford statue at the front, kind of
yeah.
like they do at the arenas. Shaq outside of the P Maverick Center. You know how they do that at the arenas. What's the boy name? Benson is outside of the out of the Superdome. Two things could come through. Two things could be true at one time. So just put the statue in the front. That way, with the family, if they have a issue, they could be satisfied with the statue that'll be there forever. And
Well, we gonna have to move some of Tony Clayton Plaza out the way to get fit the
nah,
statue in.
nah. We ain't
You
gotta
talking
do
about?
that. It could be right there where that paper clip at in front of the mini dome. That paper clip that been there for years.
Well, that would have to be FG Clark. I guess
Yeah,
AW Mumford would need to be by the football field.
that could be somewhere. We could find a place for that,
They
but
must still on.
yeah.
They say AW Mumford is still on the field house.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Shaw Group. Oh, I know. I know the CEO of what's that? Cajun Industries in Baton Rouge.
I was about to say now, and Shaw Group will be good because I don't know if this make any difference, but they are big supporters of the Democratic Party. So I say that to say they support HBCUs, supposedly. I don't know, but I know they gave a lot of money to Mayor Cheryl Weston Broom.
Well, that mean they ain't go. They gonna be beefing with Tony Clayton then.
Ah. Man, well, look, how you feel about the staff updates, man? That's a little too political for us. How you feel about the
uh,
staff updates?
nah, man. Staff man is coming together real good. Man, these guys are way more aggressive than what we have been used to in the past couple of years. They're more inclined to take in pass away. They're more inclined to take in ideas from the fan base, alumni. Like if we know a player or two. Um, so yeah, I've been kind of enjoying kind of talking to them and picking their brain and kind of what their what's it called game plan is
Okay.
recruitment. So we've named Coach Ken Merchant as our offensive coordinator, who comes to Southern University from Sacramento State, where he was the offensive coordinator, also under Coach Brennan Marion, who is the creator of the Go Go offense.
Question out.
Yes, sir.
So everybody, we follow you on social media. What the hell is the go-go offense? Could you please explain it into layman terms for the people that don't know?
It's a little difficult to explain. It's better to see. But Go Go is like a veer option spread gun type offense. If you know that terminology. Um,
What offense can you say like, okay, oh, I remember that offense.
so if you can mix Mike Leach's spread offense with maybe like a Navy's veer option
Ah,
offense,
yeah.
it's something similar to that. The main formation you see when you pull it up on YouTube. Yeah, I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube. I probably will want to watch this 37-minute one, but I've looked at a lot of film on it. The main formation you will see is the quarterback in the gun, and then you got two running backs to the right or the left. And you can just do anything out of that. You can fake it to the first running back and then run outside, do an option, pitch it. You can do a quarterback power out of that. You
Okay.
can.
Okay.
I've even seen out of that formation them doing a tunnel screen with the two running backs with the blockers on the outside and the receiver just does the tunnel screen coming inside. It's so many things that you can do with it. I seen the playbook. It's pretty thick too. Is that keep up, or the SWAC better keep up because we gonna score a lot of points. I can guarantee that. Coach Ken Merchant, he's excited about the opportunity, and I know one thing he's gonna put it on the SWAC to put points up on these defenses. So yeah, we got Ken Merchant came from Sacramento State. He was also at UNLV, also where Coach Brendan Marion was. Yeah, if you look at the stats, about 64% run that they had at Sacramento State last year. Also, that Sacramento State quarterback got hurt. They had a real dual threat quarterback who really wasn't that great of a passer too. So I think that's why that number's so high. I think once we once we get this offense into at Southern, I think it'll be more in the 55% run, probably 40%, 45% pass range.
You,
Because I think
you,
we'll have us a gunslinger at quarterback.
you
That
know,
can run.
I'm in your business now. You know when the coaches all gonna come together?
So I heard Marshall was back in office last Sunday.
Hmm.
And then I talked to another coach. He said he gets in the BR on January 5th. And then
Okay.
another coach got the BR last Sunday. So
It's coming
um
together.
and with the portal open up January 2nd, I assuming they probably already done met, whether that be virtual or in person, to discuss strategy moving forward with our recruits and who we targeting and all that good stuff. So
I got you. I got you. I got another. I'm asking you all the questions. I got you on here. I gotta
I
ask you.
got
I gotta
I
ask
got
you.
the answer. I got the answer.
Okay. I asked about go when they coming. I think that might be it for right now. I'm gonna interrupt you and ask you. So. Oh, strength and conditioning coach. Have we found one yet?
I heard we did. I heard we got one from Alcorn. I don't remember his name because I only looked.
Okay.
I looked once, but I know he was at Alcorn in 2018 or 19.
Okay.
And I haven't confirmed this, y'all. So if y'all go look up whoever the strength and conditioning coach was at Alcorn in 2018 and 19, he was at Penn State. Also in 2014-ish range. So if y'all can look his name up right quick.
Cause you know everything still got to be approved. So don't hey, cause sometimes they be coming at air like, man, you said, look, this ain't confirmed. This ain't confirmed. Gotta wait for
Right,
it to
right,
be
right,
approved.
right,
Yeah,
right.
it's
Like they
just a
they
name.
put they putting out special teams coordinator on online and stuff. Like they ain't running through me yet. People like him that snuck on campus without me hearing and stuff. So we also got Todd Light, who was a coach at Notre Dame, coach cornerbacks at Notre Dame. He is labeled as the defensive coordinator, but Coach Light has not called plays before. So I'm still thinking we were waiting on to call another name for a defensive coordinator. And like I mentioned earlier, I heard that person was supposed to be Ryan Lewis from UAB, who was at Alabama State, but he just signed a contract today with Tennessee State to be their defensive coordinator. So I'm expecting another name to be called that I'm not sure who is going to be, but we will see soon. Then we got Benny Logan at the defensive line coach, who's an All American at LSU, played for the Eagles. Um, Not sure who the linebacker coach could be, but it possibly could be the co-defense coordinator we're gonna name. Um, I've heard another name's last name is Thompson. Uh, Keyway Thompson or something like that. But I haven't confirmed yet though. For
Okay.
DBs, we got Anthony Balancier, former Southern University Jaguar, on the last team to win the SWAC championship. At Southern, Anthony comes from Colorado and proves at Jackson State where he was too. Got a chance to coach Travis Hunter and the Sanders and all those good DBs they had at Jackson and Colorado. So he got a little experience with some athletes. So if you're worried about having previous coaching experience, you ain't got to worry about that. Everybody who is a coach had to come to this point where one point they didn't have coaching experience, and then they finally got it once they got,
You don't get you don't get experience unless you get a shot.
you ain't called plays until you ain't called plays. Or did I say that
Yeah.
right? Something like that. Yeah.
We get
So
it. We get it. Man,
yeah,
so look, what coach you most excited? I mean, I know you're excited about all of them, but I think for me, I'm gonna just say this. I'm excited about Penn being on the staff. But I remember following his career. I'm hoping that he, is a good coach because he was a great player, and he played with physicality, and I feel like you need that. And I feel like he a good fit. I mean, I'm interested in seeing what he do. How you feel about you? Like which one? I know AB, that's our guy. He used to talk that noise back when he was at Southern, so he gonna have that swagger for sure. He gonna have that defense jacked up. But how you feeling?
as quiet as it kept, AB is a behind the camera guy. He don't like to be flashy. He
Man,
don't
you don't
like
remember
it.
that boy talking that noise for Southern back in 2013? What that was
He
20?
didn't. He didn't change. He didn't
Oh,
change
okay,
since then.
okay.
He didn't change since then. So, oh man, which coach? Ah, I'm excited about Coach Ken Merchant, man. This is an offense that is really sweeping the nation right now. Like we mentioned in the comments earlier, there are a plethora of YouTube videos on it. It's a different offense that people are getting a hold of too. Um, I'm reading the comments. And it's just different. I think this is something that the SWAC probably, I'm sure, they never has seen anything like it before. I think we'll be able to take advantage of not only these intricacies of the offense, but also its newness. Like you coming up and playing a team with a week to prepare for offense that you've never seen before. It's gonna be tough to game plan against this, especially with the right personnel, and so just having conversations with Coach Merchant. Uh, Man, it's gonna be up this year offensively for sure. So that's what I'm really excited about. Um, Coach Penn, that's a guy that came undrafted out of Utah State. You talking about a guy who got it out the mud, like undrafted, worked his way up to a 14-year NFL career. Like you see it a little bit nowadays, but not as much.
Yeah,
So this is a guy who's going to be able to take, FCS type talent, and kind of groom it into, FBS NFL caliber type talent. And with us having this type of person on staff, you expect people at the end of the year to, hit the portal. I know previously we were kind of against it, but you got to think about it in the new times now. We getting these kids and they chasing money. So I mean, if we doing the right thing, um, we'll definitely have some kids leave the university and go on, to maybe a bigger school or to the NFL. So you got to expect that with a good coaching staff like this. So
definitely, definitely, and I feel like we shouldn't be so offended when kids decide to leave.
right,
It's
right.
they leaving the schools that's paying $1 million. I think Michigan quarterback might be about to leave. He just got paid $1 million. So it's just the
I
way of
thought
the
it was
world.
thought it
What
was
it
close
was?
to 10. I thought it was close
Oh,
to
okay,
10.
10 million then. Shoot, it's time to go to the next bag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think Cam Scatterbo played in the Go Go because Brendan Marion only at Sacramento State 1 year, and Scatterbo played at Arizona State his last year, which was year before last. So
So with the recruiting, are they? Is there any little nuggets you could give us about recruiting? Anything that the fans want to hear that we don't know about? Any
so
any
that's
anything you could
that's
give us?
That's another coach I'm excited about. Coach Ben Miles, who's our recruiting coordinator, who is the son of former LSU coach, Coach Les Miles, and then would also recruit tight ends. He has been real receptive and real aggressive with this recruiting thing, building relationships with coaches in the Houston area, Dallas area, pretty much all over the country. Um, and he's just being a sponge right now and kind of taking in everything with Jaguar Nation. He's so into kind of learning the culture of what Jaguar Nation is about, and that's just kind of helping him kind of navigate this recruiting process. And that's from high school to portal. I think he's been a real bulldog when it comes to recruiting. So we've had what about 12 commits so far.
Okay, okay, shoot, we ain't resting.
Nah, we ain't sitting at all.
We ain't resting. I take it.
What's good, PV? We got PV on the line, so I can't say too much now.
We ain't
he,
resting.
he he mad. He mad because we took one of them North Shore boys from out of Houston. So
Gotta
um,
get it. We
I'm
gotta
trying
get
to.
it.
Yeah,
Al,
can you
you
hear me?
on here?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, but look, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all do all that. We're gonna make sure we on here all the time. Just give y'all more footage. I think Al having.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Can y'all hear me online? Damn, so you can't hear me.
Al
Oh,
traffic control. Al and now no more. Al traffic control.
can you hear me now?
No, I can't hear you, boss.
Dang,
It
it's
did
you.
that to me earlier. You probably gonna have to log all the way out and then log all the way in. That's what I had to do earlier.
Okay, give me a sec. Give me a sec.
Oh, they say they can hear you. Maybe it's me.
Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? We can hear both of you. All right. All right. What was talking about?
Yeah, so finish telling us about the recruitment efforts, Al.
Yeah. So we've really tapped in. I'm trying to pull it up right now. I'm trying to go to Recruit SU. We've tapped into the LA area, the Bay Area, Chicago, even New Orleans. Let's just kind of go through the list of commits. Our very first commit that I heard about, we got a running back, Khalil Davis. Khalil Davis is a 5'10", 180-pound athlete slash running back out of Greenwood, Arkansas. Um, if you get a chance, make sure you go to his Twitter and watch his film. He is a real electric type running back. A guy who has experience playing receiver and running back also. So I am real excited. I think this is a day one guy who's gonna get some PT. Trey Holly, not any real updates right now. Um, I've heard rumors. I don't know for sure what's going on. Well, I do know what's going on. I do know he got a court date. He got a court date coming up in April. So that's whatever's happening in April. He got to wait to the end. So um, I don't think any team's gonna touch him until that court date. He has been offered a few opportunities to come play like at Jackson State and Prairie View also. So uh, I think that's to be continued, and I would love to have him. I think he's a dynamic player. Obviously, I think he was best back coming through the SWAC this past season. Um, but like I said, kids go be fishing for money. And his situation is a little different. If I was him, no, I would kind of stay back and learn from one of the best running backs to ever play the game. And that's just me. But hey, he could be looking at another opportunity to put his family in a better position right now at this moment. However, but I think if he stay the course, you learn from Coach Marshall Falk, you learn from Coach Josh Covington, who's our running backs coach. I think you'll be in a good spot, to go to a bigger school or possibly the NFL. So, yep, if he leaves. I think we are putting ourselves in a position to be in a good position to have his replacements. I mean, we got Barry Remo, we got Franklin who had surgery. Um, we got a lot of other people in place. I think we gonna be recruiting a few guys to come in that running back room. And then Tony Clayton also mentioned, he mentioned the school like Jackson State. You want to get into a bidding war where we willing to offer whatever money it takes for us to win. Tony Clayton stated that in this type of situation, like SU was gonna win all the time. So if it's about money, then we go foot the bill for that. Yeah, ain't no swag school go outbid us. So next we got Vashawn T. Couillon from New Orleans, the quarterback from St. Aug. If you was in New Orleans for the state championship, you saw Cargan St. Aug, you got to see Vashawn. We talked to him the other day on our Twitter Spaces. Um, Shout out to Reggie for putting that together. Vashawn has also been showing some leadership already and just kind of coordinate that himself and putting that together with the other committed recruits. Vashawn is about 5'11", 6 foot, real good signal caller, real good leader on the field. I don't think he'll see the field anytime soon. However, I think this is a kid you can groom into to being that QB, possibly in the future in the next, 3 years, um, depending on how his development goes. A real smart young man, so I think that'll be good. A good person to have on the team. Uh, I gotta give a shout out to Coach Josh Covington, to our running backs coach. I didn't mention him in the coaching update. He also came from Colorado. I know people thought this was a Josh Covington from Grambling or from BR, but no, this is a different one right now. What's going on with the offensive line? I don't know what's going on with the offensive line. I know Coach Penn been doing his recruiting thing and trying to build that offensive line. I haven't any of our offers to get in the portal, or think about getting in the portal since it opens on January 2nd. So that'll be an integral part of our offense for next season. So next we got Diablo Valley College. Jeffrey Holden, he's from Vallejo, California, in the Bay Area. So if you're in the Bay Area, um, make sure you, if you can, reach out to Jeffrey Holden. And if you're not on if you're on Instagram, make sure you follow recruits the number 4.su. This is where you can see all the commitments from all the kids so far right now. I did mention Jeffrey plays DB. We got a linebacker, Sean Garcon. Garcon is from Miami, but he played at I think that's a prep school in Connecticut. This is a guy the staff is real high on right now that could possibly get some snaps early. Uh, yeah, I think you watch his film. I think he's definitely a playmaker, always round the ball, very physical. He probably could put on about 15 to 20 more pounds. So uh, yeah, one of my favorite commits so far, they got tight end De'Arian Yarborough. This is a kid from the Chicago area, Crete. I think it's Crete Mini High School, if I'm not mistaken. But if you look at this kid on Instagram and look at his film, he already built like Megatron. Like he already got the feel, got the build. He's supposed to come in and play either tight end or receiver. They got him listed as a tight end. It says he's 6'4", 220, man. Uh, this is a kid that's built for possibly the SEC Big Ten. Like I like this get right here. Um, with our tight end leaving from this year, I think he definitely comes in day one and gets some reps at the tight end position. I should have put all these screenshots on here, but I ain't have time. Next, we got Timothy Richardson from Chicago, from Simeon High School, 6'2", 260, 270 defensive lineman. Then we got Ishmael Bah from Trinity Valley, offensive line, defensive line. I think he said they recruiting him to play center. So uh, we talked about possibly we talked about upgrading the offensive line. So there's an offensive line commit right there. Ricky Collins coming back home. Yeah. I think Ricky Collins made his mind up that he's going to Grambling. And if that is the case, I think that's a good fit for him. I don't think this go-go was Ricky Collins' fit. So, uh, I don't know. I guess to be determined. Like I said, the portal opens January 2nd, so we won't know nothing in particular till then. Is the Ryan Lewis situation final, or could we still hold out hope to steal him away? I think that's a done deal, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Next we got former Lewisburg College transfer Sean Mitchell from Chicago. This kid is 6'6", 350 or 330. I'm sorry. Dad played for the Chicago Bears. Kasim Mitchell. If y'all wanted to look him up, his dad was a North Carolina A&T grad, real big kid. So I think at a position that we kind of struggled at in the interior defensive line, he's gonna come in and help us immediately to get some big bodies in there. Space is a one-time thing. You have to talk to Reggie McCoy. He's gonna run that. Looking forward to Ricky Collins. Yeah, keep my comments to myself. Next we got Tommy Anderson. It's the kid from North Shore, right on the east side of Houston. Played safety, 5'10", 170 pounds. Had a big game in the state championship game. This is one of the kids I think Coach Ben Miles was real aggressive on. I mean, the state championship just happened less than 2 weeks ago, and you got a commitment from this kid. This is a program that's a winning program in the state of Texas, not only Houston. So it's good to have that winning mentality on the yard with a recruit like this. Next we got J Max that left me. Next we got time Jason Harris. Jason Harris it says he's listed at 5'10", 175 pounds, but he probably more like 5'8", 5'10". If you're looking for that Willie Quinn type kid, I don't want to compare nobody to Willie Quinn because Willie Quinn is one of one. I'm gonna just say he's Willie Quinn-ish. He may have some potential to be like that, but I feel like he'll be big for us in the return game. Just from looking at his film, um, yeah, he shows a lot of speed. From at San Bernardino Valley College, originally from the L.A. area. So if you all here from the L.A. area, reach out to him. Make sure you welcome him to Jag Nation. Um, and if anybody knows the Southern University alumni president in LA, make sure they get in contact with him or contact with me, and we can make that happen. Uh, Hold on. Okay. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right. Let's see what we got. James Vernon type. James Vernon, my guy. Hold on, y'all. We good. Man, what the give me a second, y'all. All right. Next we got Zachariah Winters. He from the LA area, also another high school kid. 6'2", 195. Good size. Uh, it's good that we getting these young kids in. What's good, Rich?
What's up, man? What's up, man? Coming
Y'all
from the
know,
office, but you know,
if y'all know Reg is runs the recruiting page on Twitter and Instagram. So yeah. Welcome, bro.
appreciate you. I see J Max just kind of dipped on you, so I was like,
Yeah,
might as well go
man.
ahead and hop in.
Nah, he at the barbershop though, bro.
Cool, cool.
But Reggie works. I say work. Reggie has been posting a lot of these commits, so if make sure y'all follow the recruits 4.su page on Instagram to get the latest information. Next up, we got Logan Lester, who's a receiver, a former Western Michigan player who was at Fullerton College last year, from Chicago. I think he's gonna come in and start right away. For us is a big body. Also, we've been missing that big body, I think, in our offense at receiver. So, what you think about Logan, Rich?
As far as Logan, man, just with him being a transfer, and then already having that leadership role. He came from Western Michigan. Things didn't really work out at Western Michigan. Had a coaching change. Ended up going, dropping back down, going to JUCO just to get some extra work in, and now coming in to step into that leadership role. Just with this class so far, I feel like he should have some great production when it comes to one setting the culture. When we talked to him the other night about the just about previous teams that he was on and adapting to those cultures, he spoke on just seeing how guys in front of him end up putting in work. Showing up late, Well, showing up early to practice, getting extra work in after practice, and grinding, and that's going to help our culture overall when it comes to building a new staff, new program. You're going to have some guys that are going to need to take on that leadership role outside of the guys that we may already be retaining on the previous team. So he'll be a good good player to have just to add to this roster.
Yeah, man. Like I said, we've been needing those big bodies. So I think a guy with experience too, like him, it just adds on to it. So
Right. And then
uh,
also just kind of speak on his team that was at Fullerton. He was number two in receiving on that team. And then the number one guy is going to Oklahoma State this upcoming season. So, you're looking at number one and number two receivers that was on that team are getting D1 offers and going to D1 colleges next season, one going to a P4. So that right there kind of speaks volumes.
yeah. And then now we've tapped into New Orleans also. Marshall, New Orleans native, has got a few commitments from the New Orleans area. We got Devin Duplessis. What do you say his name? They call him Fully. Fully.
Fully, fully.
Um, Fully come from John F. Kennedy High School, 5'11", 180 pounds. Real lockdown physical type corner. Thinking that'll be good for us. Then we also got Ray Hines, who probably is out of De'Aaron Yarbrough and Ray Hines, Henry. I'm most excited about. If you look at this kid is listed at 6'2", 180. 180 is probably right. 6'2", he might be a little taller, but he is a big free safety, size wise. You can see, look at his film, he's all over the field. He just got that length. That's gonna help us on that back end of that DB room. So, a young kid that probably might need to develop a year or two, but I think he's gonna be real good in a few years. So,
Exactly. He also had an offer from Troy. A lot of these guys that they're bringing in, don't sleep on them. They had a lot of FBS offers and interest that was coming down the pipeline for those guys, but they chose to join Falk and come to Southern. So, just because they may be Louisiana or small time JUCOs, they still had a lot of interest coming out of college, well, coming out of high school, as well as just through that JUCO process. And like I said, as far as Ray is one of those guys that could have went to Troy, went to FBS offer, and then transferred out later, but he's choosing to go ahead and follow a fellow alum and Falk and follow him back to Southern.
yeah, man. Yeah, and we've been I wouldn't say missing, but it's good to see us tapping into the New Orleans area. I'm sure we'll be tapped into Baton Rouge in the coming years. I mean, not coming in the coming weeks, recruiting wise, and even all over the state. We saw some of the state championships in Louisiana. We saw the kid from Washita, who we offered recently. So you see a lot of talent in the state of Louisiana. You saw Marshall was there pretty much every game from start to finish, looking at talent, evaluating talent, talking to coaches, seeing who would fit in Jaguar Nation. So man, kudos to the staff we currently have right now, and it's kind of working to get us better, man. Just getting the Jaguar Nation excited about the upcoming season.
Definitely, man. That's one thing I know you spoke on it earlier, as far as just commending that staff on building those relationships. That is one thing that, Ben Miles, for one, has been strong about. He wants to network with a lot of alums that are in some of these areas that we want to establish a footprint in. So, I mean, me and him have already had conversations about footprints in Dallas, Houston, Mississippi, things like that. So, he wants to establish those relationships. So any alums, if you guys have any connections to administrators, coaches, that's in some of these areas, please send them over. They want to connect with them. They want to touch bases with them and help out and get some of these kids to Southern.
Yeah, man, definitely. I mean, the more resources you have, the better it is, the easier it is to, connect with some of these kids that we're looking to get. So, definitely got to use our resources. Marshall were using his resources, so we should do the same, and just kind of help out the staff also.
That's what
Um,
recruiting is in this day and age. Got
oh yeah,
to.
relationships and money.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and definitely we got the portal opening up in 2 days, Friday to be exact. I think this is gonna be a big day around the country for not just Southern, but all schools in general. When I guess this is technically the first opportunity you get to talk to guys who are transferring and seeing who's gonna be available to transfer from another team.
Yeah, once that dead period closes, well, opens back up. From what I'm hearing, it should be very interesting. So stay tuned. Stay tuned because they will have some surprising flips. I can go ahead and say that now. They should. So it's gonna be interesting once that portal opens. It gives us a lot more leeway, and we can kind of see what we're looking at when it comes to the spring. One thing about this year's transfer portal that'll be different from previous, we only have one window, so you have to hit on that window. So it's imperative that some of these established relationships that the coaching staff has, that they know ahead of time who's hitting the portal, who's thinking about it, who's you know having that step ahead, because you got to be one step ahead once it comes to recruiting, when it comes to the portal. If you find out that the is hitting the portal the day of, you're already too late.
Yeah, man. I'm just looking at the 2 week time frame. You think about the portal, like players gotta. I ain't gonna say gotta, but usually players will come on a visit, and then they'll have maybe a week or two to decide, or maybe take a few other visits. I think the day and age of taking multiple visits is probably out of there. Well, at least in this first period. I mean, you can still hop in the portal, but you won't be at the school that spring. You'll have to wait till the summertime and enroll. But if you plan on enrolling in the spring, it's probably you only visiting one school and that's it. So because I think school for Southern starts uh
One said it's second week of January, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, the 12th, January 12th. I think you gotta finish paying your fees by the 11th. So man, it's yeah.
It's a quick turnaround.
You gotta really be ahead of the game. You gotta be ahead of the game. So I think once you start I think once January 2nd start, you already need to have a plan in place. I wouldn't be surprised if guys was already on visits January 2nd to begin the opening of the portal and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting.
just from what I've been seeing on social media, like I've even seen some guys that have visits scheduled for January the second at other programs. So yeah, I mean that is a pivotal time, because once that window opens, once the transfer portal opens, I mean it's free game.
Oh yeah, God dog it. I'm trying to take a picture of your comment, TJ. Hold on, so I can look at it.
Can't
And
see it on my end. It's small. Let me see.
oops, yeah,
In the LA area, I mean that's great. So I know you spoke on it earlier too, Al, as far
yeah,
as just the whole chatter about Louisiana kids. At the end of the day, we want to recruit the best kids that we can get on the field,
yep.
regardless of where they're coming from. And then we also have to establish these relationships in these other locations, because we want to expand our footprint. It's a lot of alums that graduate from Southern and they move and go other places. So we still want to make sure that we are sending kids back to Southern in those situations, because you're still establishing newer relationships in those other cities, states,
Mhm.
and you want to still make sure that you're pushing the Southern brand. So kids coming from out of state are great. It's going to happen, especially with this day and age when it comes to college football. You got to get kids from wherever you possibly can, because your footprint is only going to be so big if you're staying stagnant.
Yeah, I agree, man. Just getting those kids from all over the country it just opens other opportunities, man. We talked about naming rights. earlier. Just having that brand spread out all over the country and not just locally in BR. I mean, we know the Southern University spreads a long way, but the more the better, and it just
Very true.
overall helps us in general. So like I mean, you just look at the comment from TJ. I'm assuming TJ is in the LA area, but just having people like that in the area looking out for talent and possible connections to this talent. That's just a good thing to have. Like he said, it's got a ninth graders who the best QB in LA, but his father's from Lafayette. Like that's a good thing to know, and to kind of help expand that brand. So
Right. And it's a way in when it comes to recruiting. As far as once they're trying to touch bases with these kids, they're looking for a way in. If we can get a way in through an alum, if we can get a way in through a coach that may know a kid, if we can get a way in through a family member that may know a kid, that's a way in the door, and that's step one.
yep,
So we have to make that initial contact first.
yep. Yeah, man. We've also been following men's and women's basketball. The women been pulling out some Big 12 upsets and
Yes.
stuff. The women beat University of Houston in Houston, and then they beat at the time a 6-0 Arizona team. They played Baylor, I think lost to Baylor, and then they lost to SMU. But overall, good performances. No real blowouts, if I recall correct.
No, no.
Yeah, even
Um,
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I was gonna say even we was in the game for the most part with Baylor. We showed some toughness, showed some grit, and weren't scared to play those bigger schools. So
Mhm. I agree. And then also just the SMU game, they just started off slow when it came to turnovers. Turnovers was a big issue for them that game. Clean up the turnovers. That game is pretty much up in the air all the way. I want to say the girls ended up going down. Most was about 15 points and still stayed in and kept fighting,
yeah.
narrowing that, closing that gap a lot. But just turnovers just kind of took over. So
Yeah.
if they can clean that up once it comes to swag play, which starts this weekend, they clean that up, they're going to breeze through the swag. So just those upsets, you're looking at that money financially that's coming back into the programs. And if we can win, if we can leave with a dub and a money bag, that's perfect.
Have you heard anything about Diana, the girl from Baltimore? I know she didn't play the first half of the season.
I haven't yet. It's, I want to say they're just trying to get her another year granted to her as far as eligibility. I know she just recently graduated as well in that December class. So I'm not sure. Hopefully we can get her back. But even without her, right now they've been balling. So she's still been practicing with the team. I think she's just not cleared to play yet.
Okay, okay. Well, hopefully we get her back soon. So
Yeah.
she was an integral part last year of us getting to the tournament, and then it could definitely help an already good team this year.
Mhm.
Okay, women's game will be on SWAC TV tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central, if I'm not mistaken.
Perfect. And
Yeah,
big shout out to the Dallas alumni chapter as well for the SMU game. I want to say we had about at least around 500 alums that was there, close to, give or take. So they really showed up for the girls for the SMU game. So as far as alums, if y'all have a game that's in the area, I know like I said we have PV this weekend to be on campus, but pretty sure we'll be back in the Houston area for those games for the second round. So definitely go and support. Go and support the women's team, the men's team. They need your support. If we can have Jags in the stands cheering them on, that's gonna push them more harder.
yep. And men have been pretty competitive too. I think they went up to Washington and got them one. Did they win the game?
They came up short. Came up short in overtime.
Yeah. You're right. Two overtimes, I'm mistaken. But
Yep.
we've been showing some grit also. Our lead scorer Mike Jacobs was out a few games, but it has been back since. So I think we just putting together Coach Jackson and team. I know they will put forth their best effort to put together a winning team come swag play. You got the transfer from UMass, who the big man who's been doing a great job. I
Yeah.
can't say his name, so I won't even try. uh, is it Damari Jones has been doing good. Also, Cam Ambry was doing good in place of Michael Jacobs out. So we
Mhm.
got a few pieces on the basketball team. I'm excited about basketball season as a whole. I think we probably one of the top SWAC teams right now, outside of Grambling and maybe Alabama State right now. So it's gonna be a good SWAC season. So
Yeah,
basketball.
yeah. Bethune is one to watch as well. We do have a former Jag on the Bethune team now, so they will be one to watch when it comes to SWAC play. And then also one team you can never sleep on is Texas Southern.
Yep.
It
Always.
doesn't matter what Texas Southern does in non-conference when it comes to men's basketball. Once SWAC play, they're a different team, and then if they sneak into the tournament, they're a different team again. So,
Yep. And on a baseball note, I know one of our players, KJ, is hosting a camp for the kids January 17th. I'll try to post on the Quarterback Club Instagram more information about that. So if you're in the Baton Rouge area or just in the area in general, and you have kids, make sure y'all get out to support uh, KJ's baseball camp on January 17th. Make sure
perfect.
it's the 17th. That is a Saturday.
And
Yep.
while you look that up, Al, speaking of baseball, we do have a recent baseball commit as well.
Mhm.
Jackson Community College transfer outfielder slash pitcher Deshaun Williams from Detroit, Michigan, recently announced his commitment to Southern University as well. So baseball also picked up a commitment.
Yep. I saw he pitches and plays the field, so it's good to have some two-way guys. I'm not sure how hard he throws, but it's better to have more arms than no arms in baseball. So, kudos to Coach Crenshaw, still recruiting, still at it. We'll soon. I guess baseball begins in what, less than 30 days or 30 days exactly,
Mhm.
beginning of February. So, we'll be in baseball season as soon as we know it. So.
Right. As far as pitching, that's pivotal when it comes to the SWAC tournament. You got games back to back. Guys have to be ready to go. And then right after you get out of the tournament, if you win the tournament, you're looking at national tournament play.
Yep.
So pitching is pivotal throughout those time periods.
Yeah, man. I agree. I agree, man. Well, look, we've been on here an hour already, so I think we probably go shut it down. Yeah, man. If y'all got any questions, um, drop them in the comments right quick. Probably be here another 3-4 minutes.
You
Um,
can even really see the comments too much. Shit.
is the one on the side showing, or
Nah,
if you turn your phone straight up and down, it should show better. I'm on my computer and my phone.
gotcha.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm using my work phone for the stream, and I was using my regular phone to look up the stuff for you.
Yeah, that's why I had my laptop because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to look it up on this. Come on. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all follow the podcast, SU Quarterback Club Podcast on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook for more air traffic control updates. If you flying, I'm watching. That's my motto right here. Make sure you follow Recruit. Make sure you follow recruit4.su. Um, Andrea, if you can DM me, is the head coach is Coach Don Barnes. I've been trying to get in contact with her also myself. Head coach Don Barnes. She's on Facebook if you want to send her a message or whatnot. Um, but yeah, if you can just send me a DM or I DM you and we can kind of figure it out together. Andrea Johnson. Yep. Anything else you got, Reggie?
No, man, not really. As far as I know, somebody was asking about the Twitter Spaces. The Twitter Spaces, for sure, I kind of want to do that fairly often. I would say we want to shoot for about twice a month or so, just depending on what's going on. So once SWAC play starts for women, well, for basketball, I'll probably do one the second week of SWAC play just to kind of give an update. And also, I kind of want to do one around the transfer portal time as well. So just be on the lookout for that on the Twitter Spaces. And as far as any other updates that I may have when it comes to recruiting, I'll keep you guys posted and make sure it's posted to both platforms.
All good, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to screen the stream. Like we said, we trying to expand the brand. It's part of the Southern University, excuse me, brand. So when y'all share this, we just want to grow and get these subscribers so we can put out that Southern University brand. Appreciate y'all and go Jags.
Go Jags.